We start with the breaking news, where the University of Pennsylvania just announced hours ago President Liz Magill has resigned. The news coming shortly after a contentious congressional hearing on anti-Semitism at American universities. Leaders of those schools facing major backlash over their lack of response regarding rising anti-Semitism on campuses. NewsNation correspondent Ryan Bass has the very latest for us tonight. Ryan?
Yeah, Natasha, this certainly shouldn't come as a surprise, as the pressure for Penn's president to resign was really ratcheted up in recent days. The outrage aimed at these Ivy League leaders crossed the aisle, with 13 Democrats penning a letter to the boards of Harvard, MIT, and Penn asking for better protections for students, as anti-Semitism is on the rise across campuses nationwide. Penn University President Liz Magill resigned from her post on Saturday amid significant backlash over testimony at this week's congressional hearing, which slammed Ivy League leaders for their lack of strong action against rising anti-Semitism on campus. In a statement released on the university's website Saturday evening, the chair of Penn's Board of Trustees said he accepted Magill's voluntary resignation and that she'll remain on staff as a law professor.
You create a safe haven for this type of anti-Semitic behavior. Your university is a hotbed of it.
This week's contentious hearing, where MIT, Penn, and Harvard's presidents were grilled about their handling of spikes in on-campus anti-Semitism, led Congress to open an investigation into the three Ivy League schools, as calls for their jobs grew louder.
What action has been taken against students who are harassing and calling for the genocide of Jews on Harvard's campus?
I can assure you we have robust
what actions have been taken. I'm not asking
actions underway.
I'm asking what actions have been taken against those students.
Given students' rights to privacy and our obligations under FERPA, I will not say more about any specific cases.
Harvard's president apologizing on Friday after massive blowback from her testimony, which many say failed to stand up to anti-Semitism on campus. In an interview with Harvard's campus newspaper, Dr. Gay said that she was sorry and that words matter. Quote, "I should have had the presence of mind to return to my guiding truth, which is that calls for violence against Jews and threats to our Jewish students have no place at Harvard."
Representative, our approach to speech is as I identified. It follows and is guided by the United States Constitution, which allows for robust perspectives.
There had been increased heat on Magill to step aside in recent days, with the board of Penn's Wharton Business School calling on Magill to resign on Thursday, just after a prominent donor threatened to pull a $100 million gift. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, the first Jewish spouse of a U.S. president or vice president, said this week that the lack of moral clarity by these university leaders is unacceptable.
When Jews are targeted because of their beliefs or identity, and when Israel is singled out because of anti-Jewish hatred, that is anti-Semitism, and it must be condemned. And condemned unequivocally and without context.
Now, a petition that had gained over 23,000 signatures in recent days only increased the heat on Magill to step aside from her post. More fallout coming after her resignation, as well as the chair for the Board of Trustees announced that he was stepping down as well. We'll see if Magill's resignation actually forces some action or puts more pressure on the leaders at MIT or Harvard to make a leadership change there as well. But Natasha, as of now, it is still status quo at those two Ivy League schools. Natasha.
Ryan Bass with that live report and update for us tonight. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.